Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I was inspired to do a feminine look. If you want to see how I achieved this look, please keep on watching and let's play in makeup. I already did my eyebrows. I'm starting off with using MAC Paint Pot for my eyes. This is in the shade Soft Ochre. I like using this because it dries down. Depending on how much you put on, you get a nice thin base and the makeup stays on all day. I'm going to apply some tape to the outer corner of my eyes just so it's an easier cleanup when I apply my eyeshadow. I'm going to start off using the Natasha Denona Love Palette. I'm going to start by blending in the crease. I'm going to use the shade Heartbeat. I'm going to be using a MAC 217 brush. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Intense, and I'm going to be using a Morph M506 brush. I'm going to take this shade and blend out the top of the crease shade. I'm going to go back into the shade Heartbeat and build up the intensity. Then I'm going to go back into the shade Intense and build up the pigmentation as well, since I used First to blend out that shade. I'm going to go into the shade First on another blending brush, and I just use a shade First to blend out the edges so there are no harsh lines. I'm using a Q-tip with my cellar water to clean up the lid halfway. I'm going to reapply the MAC Paint Pot. I'm going back in with the brush that has Heartbeat on it, the first shade, and just reapplying it to the crease and to the outer V. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Giving and apply that with a smudge brush. This will help me get closer to the crease line. And I'm bringing it all the way to the end where it meets the shade Heartbeat. And then I'm going to apply another shade on top of these two to blend these two shades together. I'm going to mix these two shades, Valentine and Intense, and apply that where Giving meets Heartbeat. For my eyeliner, I'm going to use the Absolute New York Blackout Eyeliner. When I had first used this eyeliner, I was very surprised, especially it being from the beauty supply store, but I love this. I will go back and buy another one. This pen glides so effortless, and it's a lot of product that comes out. I'm going to go ahead and apply these darling lashes. These lashes were also from the beauty supply store, and these ones come with a thick band on it. This is in the shade Seraphine. I'll put the information below for these lashes, but in case you wanted to screenshot it, here's a picture. I'm using these tweezers to squeeze my lashes together and push them into the skin so that they stick. These are I Envy by Kiss. So because these lashes are long, I brought the lash curlers all the way down to my lashes and curled it. And then as I pulled out, I curled more. Like I would squeeze it one time and give it another squeeze, and I would curl more and more as I got closer to the ends because the lashes are so long. I want them to kind of be up and not straight. I'm going to go back in with my eyeliner and just clean up the liner so it blends in with the lashes, so you don't see where the lashes start and stop. I'm going to start color correcting just to conceal my darker areas. I'm mixing my LA Pro in orange with my Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer to get the right shade for my skin tone. I'm just going to use a Real Techniques smudge brush to blend it in. I'm blending this in with a damp beauty blender. For my highlight, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I'm going to apply this in the areas where I want my face to be brightened. For my contour, I'm going to use my favorite, which is the Hourglass Vanish Stick in the shade Chestnut. I'm going to spray my face down with the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury, just to hydrate it. For my foundation, I'm going to use NARS. I'm going to use a Sephora foundation brush to blend this in. But I'm going to spray this first with the same setting spray, the Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty powder and Blondie to set my highlighted areas. For my blush, I'm going to use the One Size. This is in the shade Cheek Clapper. I'm going to apply a little bit of the cream and then go on top of that with the powder. And then, I don't know, I'm going to use this yet for the highlight, we'll see. I'm laying down cream first because putting down cream under powder would keep the longevity of the blush and it'll last longer throughout your day. For my bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 2. I'm going to switch over to shade 3. Before I wipe away the powder, I'm going to go back into the eyeshadow palette and go into the shade Heartbeat on the ankle brush and blend that under my lash line. Now I'm using Intense and Valentine and using that to blend out the shade Heartbeat. So there's no rough edges and it's a seamless blend. And I believe this is a concealer brush that I'm using. Now for my waterline, I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a black liner or a cream liner to make my eyes pop more. But I feel like it's really dark because of the lashes. So I'm going to go with a cream liner for my waterline. For my lower waterline, I'm going into the Makeup Forever HD Skin Palette and going into the lightest shade on a liner with the liner brush. I'm applying that to my lash line and then I'm going back into the Tasha Denona palette and going into the shade first, putting that on top of the cream liner. Hey guys, stop the video to let you know, do not use a cream, multi-use cream on your eyeliner and then set it with eyeshadow. If it's a last minute thing you need to do, I guess you can, but it's not eye safe and it can irritate your eye. Also, it didn't last long, at least for me, it didn't last long. So I'm telling you guys, don't do this method. I was just trying out something. Go ahead and just get a regular eye safe pencil or eye safe paint pot and it'll stay in place, won't smudge, and you won't have to worry about your eyes being irritated. For my mascara, I'm using a L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Just to brighten my lower lash line, I went in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk. For my highlight, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated I'm gonna go in with my MAC NC42 to just set the highlighted areas one more time. And for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with MAC NC45, which is my skin tone. I'm going to spray my face down with the Charlotte Tilbury. For my lips, I'm going to use this Estee Lauder lip liner in the shade Mauve, number 17. I'm going to use my Chanel liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Soft Rose, number 48. And I'm going to top that with my Maracuja lip oil. And this will give it a nice glow, but it's not a tacky lip gloss. I'm going to just touch up my blush and then set my face and we'll be done. I'm going to set my face one more time with the setting spray. And then I'm going to use my Krylon finishing spray to lock everything in. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to follow for more videos. Bye!